All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna cut the intro really quick for this one because there is a lot of stuff that's been going on with, the whole economic state of the world and whatnot. And obviously, we're gonna cut into like the big news really that's happening with the zombies community in general right now. That is Jason Blundell leaving Deviation Games, and this will be the second time that he has left the zombies community. Yeah, obviously, very tragic thing. I know JC is probably freaking out right now, but I'm sure everything is going to be fine in the end towards like the process of making the game and whatnot. It's just not going to have that magic Jason Blundell touch like any other game that he's been working on before. And I know there's a lot of speculation right now on what exactly he's doing or why he had to leave. And it kind of comes down to like three different areas. I'm going to discuss these three topics and give my little view about what's kind of going on behind the scenes with it. I obviously know nothing of what's going on with this, so it's all completely random, but this is just kind of what I think is probably the most likely scenario in terms of why Jason Blundell is just no longer with the community. Now, one, this is kind of like the most uncommon take right now. I know a lot of people are trying to say this and say that it's kind of a thing, and it's that Jason Blundell is going back to Treyarch to work on the next standalone Zombies game. Now, obviously, probably the least likely case. One, Jason Blundell built an entire gaming studio and got a deal with Sony literally just to get away from Activision to do his own thing. So it makes absolutely no sense why they would bring him back or why he would even want to go back to Activision in the first place. And kind of just goes back to the way that Activision treated him during the Black Ops 4 era and how that ended up in like a horrible state. And I just don't know why people are kind of jumping to this conclusion. I know it's kind of a little bit of an unpopular one, but there still is a loud majority of people that think that Jason Blundell is going to go back to Treyarch and make something incredible like Zombies Chronicles 2 or something crazy like that, which I just think is not true whatsoever. And now the second reason that I've been seeing a lot of, which I can kind of agree with and see, is Jason Blundell is probably going through some personal problems right now, either with life or just in the business in general, and maybe he just needs to take a break from the whole creating games and whatnot. Obviously, this could probably be more likely because when Deviation Games announced that Jason Blundell is no longer going to be with the studio, they didn't really give a reason why, and so this would probably be the most popular reason as to why he's not coming back, because obviously, if you're having personal issues, you're not going to constantly come out and say what's going on. Other than that, though, I can still kind of disagree with this in a way because Jason Blundell has been super passionate towards making video games and trying to interact with the community and whatnot. And I just don't see him suddenly switching over and being like, well, yeah, I'm kind of tired of making games now, especially right after he was about to make a game. Literally, like, I think it's 2 years or a year away now where Deviation Games is literally about to announce and release their game, and Jason Blundell has just dipped, which is just a scary thought to think about. Obviously, that's going to definitely bring down the entire gaming studio in just a huge way and whatnot. And the last reason why I think Jason Blundell would probably leave the studio is due to him being Jason Blundell. I know a lot of people probably aren't talking about this one, but this is the one that I personally think might be the most obvious answer when it comes to this situation. Jason Blundell in the past has always been kind of a secretive troll in a way. I know that kind of sounds bad, but it did help promote the game a lot. Even think about like the release of Deviation Games in the beginning. You had JC Backfire just randomly doing a live stream, and in the background it was Jason Blundell in like full black outfit being super mysterious and whatnot. So maybe this is kind of like a way of like, oh, Jason Blundell is leaving the studio, but maybe coming back in a certain different way to where he's going to be a completely different person or something crazy like that. I think that's kind of the more likely scenario, either that or personal issues like I explained before, but I definitely do not think that he is ever going to go back into creating zombies for Treyarch ever again. And I know that the gaming whole scene right now is kind of in a dead point. Obviously, Vanguard just ended, so there's not going to be really new games coming up soon, but you're going to have Microsoft buying that Activision deal, and hopefully that goes through. Hopefully Activision can finally get rid of that horrible stanza that's been corrupting that entire publishing company for the past couple years, and we can move on to Microsoft kind of just owning it, putting their own input, and hopefully making good changes to the Call of Duty franchise for the foreseeable future. And hopefully we can get a standalone zombies game in the near future as well. I know a lot of people have been saying that that's going to come along through the ways and eventually into the future, but I don't know. At this point, zombies is so low in funding that it might be a very unlikely possibility, but you can never give your hopes up. And like we said plenty of times before, especially towards zombies, Treyarch is always super secretive about what they're releasing. So hopefully that Deviation Games can just move forward and kind of acknowledge what Jason Blundell left behind. Hopefully Jason is doing all right. Hopefully JC and everyone else that's working at the studio can still just move forward and create a awesome, amazing game, because that's what the studio is mainly all about. They have Sony on their side. It's kind of impossible for them to lose at this point, especially since all the old Treyarch developers that made your favorite maps like Duris, Ancient Evil, Garad Krovi, Derize, and Drac have now moved from Treyarch Studios to Deviation Studios, and that's just going to completely change the entire gaming scene in my opinion. It's going to be a huge competition between both Treyarch Studios coming up in the next couple years with their standalone game and Deviation Games with their spin-off game when it comes to kind of bringing in the old zombies formula with a new zombies formula. And it's going to be really interesting to see how those two games kind of contrast with each other. I am obviously really excited for this. I'm not the huge Sony fan. Obviously, I use Xbox all the time with all my gameplays and whatnot. Personally, just my opinion. But I'm obviously probably going to have to buy a PlayStation 5 if it's Sony exclusive. So hopefully that goes all through, and hopefully Deviation Games can bring through a really good game that everyone can actually rely on and can actually be happy when they're playing, because I know the gaming scene right now is kind of in a mess. They're still trying to recover from the whole COVID situation right now. You have Halo Infinite barely being able to release core features to the game that have been there for years, God knows how long, and yeah, obviously world is just in a huge mess right now. Obviously, with some recent events as well, we had the Queen of England that just passed away a couple days ago as of me recording this video. So rest in peace, obviously. But yeah, obviously stuff is moving in a kind of negative direction right now, and I wanted to kind of bring a little bit of light into it, kind of show my thoughts about the whole Jason situation, and kind of to tell people that you shouldn't really be worried, because Jason Blundell is just one little puzzle piece to the entire bigger picture that is Deviation Games. So I think everything in the end is going to work out well for Deviation Games. I don't think that they're going to suffer heavily because of the Jason loss. They will suffer a little bit, which is going to suck, but I still do think that Deviation Games is going to produce an amazing game with amazing capabilities. And just looking at the whole team in general, like I said before, it's GOATs that are working in the scene. So you're obviously going to have a good product that is released from these people in the background working constantly. And I honestly can't wait to see it happen. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up this video for today. Kind of just wanted to bring up this whole situation because I know it's kind of freaking out everyone right now in the zombies community. For me personally, I do think it is a big issue, but it shouldn't be like the break all when it comes to Deviation Games. I still do think they're going to make a good video and whatnot, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyways, guys, definitely go down into the comment section, leave your comments down below. Definitely tell me more ideas that you want to see for videos upcoming and whatnot. Leave a like, subscribe, do all that. You already know what to do, and check out the Comfy Cushion podcast down in the description below. And that's all I have for today. Got nothing much else to say, so peace.